full-time MMA?
MMA.
Nothing
Yeah.
else?
My life, man, yeah.
Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
It's full time. Fabricio Werdum is coming out and he's explaining why he's fighting Derrick Lewis and not Mark Hunt. Because if you remember, whenever Fabricio Werdum almost went pride rules on El Cucuy Tony Ferguson, and even before that, Mark Hunt had came out and accused Fabricio Werdum of being a dog shit, chicken shit coward, and he said, you know, he said he had to get his nails done or something. That's why he didn't want to fight Mark Hunt, but then he turned around and signed to fight Derrick Lewis. So he accused Fabricio Werdum, a former UFC heavyweight champion, of ducking him. And the thing is about that, I mean, you understand, obviously, Mark Hunt's very vocal, so he's going to speak his mind. If he thinks you're ducking him, he's going to say it. If he thinks you're cheating, he's going to say it. But that doesn't mean he's always right, because Fabricio Werdum has already beat Mark Hunt once. And even though Mark Hunt is a higher contender at this point than Derrick Lewis, and he's probably even got, I'm sure he actually does, he's got more fans than Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis is a new matchup. A fresh matchup, new matchup, same thing. And also, Mark Hunt wanted to fight overseas, and that's one of the things Fabricio was saying. He said, I gotta pay $40,000, $50,000 whenever I gotta take my entire camp overseas. And one thing I'll say about that is that seems pretty fucking expensive. I don't know if how he can cut some expenses, or I think it's because Fabricio brings like 35 people with him. I've heard like he brings the whole fucking mob with his ass. But I mean, that's, you know, there's fighters that don't even make that much, you know, so there's no way they're paying their camp no damn $40,000 to come. So maybe Fabricio brings too much people, but if that's his style, that's his fucking style. So he said it costed him $40,000 his last fight when he was going to Brazil, I believe, or where did he say he was fighting? I'll read his exact quote really fast. He said, I prefer to fight here in the United States instead of Australia because it's too expensive to move my entire camp to a different country. People don't realize that, but it's too expensive. I spent $50,000 the first time I fought in Mexico and $40,000 when I fought Cain Velasquez. That's an important thing that no one pays attention to. I'd have to go to Australia 3 weeks before the fight with my team in order to train and adapt because there's a 12-hour difference. That's a lot of negative things to consider. If I have the possibility of fighting closer to where I live, I prefer that. I like fighting in Las Vegas. He said, I can fight Mark Hunt, Velasquez, Brock Lesnar, or anybody in Las Vegas. I care about where I'm fighting, not who I'm fighting. What Lewis said is bullshit. He's as dangerous as Mark Hunt, and any punch can end a fight, so there's no easy fight. Because Derrick Lewis responded to Mark Hunt's claims that Fabricio was dodging him. He said, yeah, I believe that. I believe that he's picking me because he believes I'm the easier fight. And Fabricio saying, no, that's got nothing to do with it, buddy. I'm just trying to save some money. I'm not getting that championship pay like I used to. When you're the UFC heavyweight champion, you can afford to go pay that $40,000 because you're fuck around and make $1 million. But when you're not the champion, you go from making $1 million to making like $100,000 or maybe $200,000 or more. I mean, heavyweights make more than everybody else, but that's usually the case. There's a huge drop off when you're not the champion anymore. And guess who's not the champion anymore? Fabricio Werdum. But a lot of his friends, they probably still treat him the same way. Just because he's not making $1 million anymore, his friends, they don't treat him that way. They're used to a certain type of, oh, last time we all got to fucking roll with Fabricio, all 30 of us. So they're not thinking about Fabricio's pay cut. They all want to ride. So Fabricio, you know, he's like, hey, it's cheaper for me to fight in the USA because I'm not making as much money as I once was. There, I said it. He didn't say it like that though, but he's just saying it costs too much money to fly overseas, and he has taken a huge pay cut recently. So that's a simple conclusion to come to. And on top of that, they've got to be out there for a longer period of time because the 12-hour difference. You know, he's got to have, even if he only brought, I mean, he's probably bringing what, 10, 15 people, because that's a lot of fucking money. Even if he only brought 5 people, they got to be out there for 3 weeks. But you know, hey, he took a fucking pay cut, so it is what it is. He's not no fuck. You got Fabricio fucked up thinking he's a coward, yo. Fabricio Werdum scared of fucking Mark Hunt. Fuck no, that's just not the case, bro. I fuck with Mark Hunt, but just think about that. Fucking Fabricio Werdum scared of Mark Hunt. Fabricio Werdum, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. taken out some of the greatest fought the greatest heavyweights of all time. I mean, come on, it's just not realistic. What's more realistic, Fabricio Werdum not wanting to spend $50,000 and go overseas, or Fabricio Werdum being scared of Mark Hunt? I mean, I'll let you decide in the comments, because it is what it is. UFC 216 tonight, Fabricio Werdum versus Derrick Lewis is on that bid. We got Kevin Lee versus Tony Ferguson, and Demetrius Johnson versus Ray Borg going to break Anderson Silva's record. Let's fucking go, dude. It is what it is. Let the hitters know what the fuck you talking about in the comments. I'm out. The dudes hating on the full-time family are the type of dudes that think hula hooping is an exercise.
Bye, Felicia.